live stream is for entertainment and information purposes only. Do not copy our trades, as we are just trading to have fun. Many of our trades could already be closed before you even see us opening the trade on YouTube due to the delay of the stream, and we trade offline as well, so you do not get to see the complete picture. We make no claims of profitability. We are not licensed professionals, and we are not providing any investment or trading advice. Greater than 90% of all traders lose money, and we are not responsible or liable for any of your trading decisions or losses. Please trade on demo only and consult a licensed professional. Please read and understand CFTC Rule 4.41. Let's get to the charts and trade safe today.
Hey, two. Welcome to the Joker Trades and Futures Floor TV live stream.
Good evening, guys. Just doing last minute sound checks over here. How's everybody doing? I hope you guys had a good day, at least a better day than I had. It was a little rough for me today, but that's okay.
My camera will be up in 2 seconds,
guys. No problem. What's important is how I handled it, and I couldn't ask for a better result of how I handled it. If I was scoring myself on or grading myself like a daily report card on how well I followed the process for handling losses, it was 100%. And I'll tell you why. Not only did I hit my PDLL, which isn't good, but how I reacted to it was fantastic. I had no internal rage. I had no desire to overtrade, to make it back on the next trade, to make it back today in the afternoon. I closed down. I knew 100% internally I wasn't going to be reopening my computer in the afternoon and trying to make it back. I didn't touch those accounts, even though they weren't locked out, because it was it's a manual PDLL. I didn't even set it. It's just with my elevated risk.
And you took these losses on all of your accounts?
Yeah, well, all three of them. I designated
the ones that you're trading.
Yeah, I designated 3 accounts to trade more aggressively, and I was copy trading. Wow, it's just unbelievable how bad that copy trader works. Man, the things I could document now on stream here, it's crazy. But anyways, yeah, I am just so happy with how well I handled it.
I'm glad to hear you walked away. I mean, that's the most important, right?
But not only that, walked away with no rage or desire to
no emotions.
Yeah, I wasn't walking away like you didn't have to pull
you down.
You didn't have to pull me away, I didn't have to pull myself away. While I want nothing. Nothing was there. That's it. Hit. Day's over. Gone. It's almost as if you go to the casino with no bank card. You just go with cash. No friends. No nothing. You have your stack. You lose your stack. There's nothing you can do. You leave. It was like that. It was that clear in my brain. That's it. You're done. There's nothing more you can do. I opened up a SIM account, SIM 3, because I assigned SIM 1 and SIM 2 for my automated strategies, and I didn't want to mess with the numbers, so I opened up another SIM account. I traded on that a little bit, actually. Not too much, but again, what's important is while I was even trading that SIM 3, I wasn't saying, come on, click the button, try to make it back. I knew, no, tomorrow will be the day. But here was the question. Here was the theoretical question that I posed to James, who was in the room. Why am I shutting? It's theoretical. Why am I shutting down today? Why are the trades that are going to come up now after this PDLL, why are those trades worse than the trades that I'm going to have tomorrow? In other words, how are tomorrow's trades any different than the next trades? And he came up with a brilliant answer. He said, it's not the trades, it's your brain. Your brain is not in the right place right now. And once he said that, I realized, I said, you know what? It's not also only my brain, but my system is out of sync with the way the market is trading. So it's the combination of the two. That's why tomorrow's trades are better than continuing. Because I was saying, well, if I take a trade now or I take a trade tomorrow, what's the difference? It's still another trade. But yeah, there is a difference. My brain's out of it and my system is out of whack. It's not aligned with the way the market is fluctuating.
Well, you also just need to reset, right? Sometimes it doesn't even have to be, walking away for an entire session. You just have to walk away for an hour, right? If you're not out completely. In your case, you reached your daily loss limit, so you walk away.
Yeah, that was it.
So, you know what I mean? There's no discussion there.
And your day?
Not bad. My day started off pretty well on the evening stream. I ended up hitting another trade on that same Take Profit Pro account. We ended the day 578 up on that account.
Okay.
And I took one trade at the... Oh, let me get my camera up. Sorry about that. I forgot.
Oh, I was going to tell you, but I told you yesterday, and you said, "Yeah, I know." It's okay. I won't tell him. I won't tell him today.
So, and then I took one trade. I waited. I taped it. You know, it was a heck of an analysis today. You know, during the live stream in the morning. I waited for the trade. It ended up coming in right before I was going to get off the stream. So I took the trade. I closed early. My target was a little bit lower, a bit lower. I was targeting... Let's turn it on. I think it was the 4.8. Here we go. So this was my... Actually, I have it up still. So this was my analysis in the morning. I was targeting... Let me just shut this one down. Got another path open here, and I can't seem to find it. That's odd. Oh, it's in the 4.8 folder. That's why. We just turned it on. So let's turn off this path, which is a short-term path when I took the trade. But this was done, and I never moved it, right? This analysis was done prior to the trade happening. I didn't really analyze thoroughly here, right? I was anticipating the lower. This was done afterwards. I actually just did that recently. I had put it up, but what I was looking for was somewhere around here, right? It wasn't far off, but I was saying, and I was showing when I was showing someone that it can go either, you know, it can come up here, it can pull down here. It doesn't have to. It's not going to be precise. It has a range it can stay within.
Yeah.
But let me just go back to the way we had it right there. And you know, if we line this thing up, right? If we align this, we're not off, right? We're not really off. We take this move, and you bring it here, right? This is precision. I mean, there's no difference. It's exactly what we're looking at here, with the exception of this, right? Bring this down a little bit, and then this peak is just much lower, right? These points are just at the bottom here. Right, and we're still trading now in this range. So my targets were lower. The analysis, you know, was pretty on point overall.
Actually, I remember when we were coming up into previous day's high. I remember hearing on your stream you were talking about
and this was the trade that I took here, futures. So it's marked out. That was my stop. That was my entry. I got a pretty horrible fill. It would have been a much better trade, but I didn't enter at the top of the wick here, right where I wanted to. I actually ended up hitting the button somewhere around the 1860, and it picked me up at 1830, 1831. I think was my actual entry, and I was targeting the green, right? I was targeting the bottom, which was a beautiful play. I mean, it was from the 80 where I would have taken it down to the low, which is where I wanted to exit, was 18,859, 1881. So, I mean, it was like 160, 70 points. And I ended up taking it at 120. I closed out right here, right around this candle.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm in a trade.
And I was content with that. I was content with the with a 3R trade.
Okay.
Ended up, like I said, I booked $230 on one micro. $230 on one micro across 4 accounts.
Good job.
Good day. That was a good day, if you ask me.
Let's go.
But let's shut this down. We continue down now. Let's take a look at current price action. I'd like to see a long. I wasn't a long. I took this long here. We just made a little bit of money.
On a long?
The
No kidding.
on a long.
Cool. See, there you go. And I made a little bit of money on a short.
And not just now, not just now. I
Oh,
made it
okay.
right before I got on the stream. I got it on the I did it on the market open. I think it was where was it? Not this one. This is the 3-minute. The long that I took was I think it was this one right here. I think it was when we came to the bottom. I took this play here, and then I was going to take the pullback. I think Woodchip actually took a long somewhere around here. He might still be in it. And I want to target the highs. I'm looking to jump in, and I want to target somewhere around the 17,500 area. And I think we can actually see that tonight.
I didn't even look at the 15-minute to see what we do. Yeah, okay. Well, yeah, potentially. I'll jump in on the long, but you know me with VWAP. I'm going to want to see us get above VWAP. And then if we can get above VWAP and hold, well, I guess the target would be the previous day's close, which is the 5 o'clock close. It's at 17,230. And then let's go for John's 17,500 target. What's at 17,500 that makes your target? Is there that's these highs over here? No, it's higher than that.
We've got some equal highs there on a lower time frame, potentially on the 5-minute as
what
well.
What about those swing highs at 330 and 4 on the 1 minute? Let's say 412 at 17,320 about those.
Well, that's our first draw, right? So that's our first draw is the 17.3. Really, it's the 17,243 that I'm looking at first.
Okay.
And the reason is it's because we had a market structure shift there with an entry 2022 never completed, and we never took out the lows just now. So I kind of like that. I like that we didn't take out the lows. If we come up and we close and we sweep, or even close above, doesn't make a difference really. I got to see how we're going to react at that 17,270 first. So if we push up and we don't take out the lows, I'm going to be looking for 2,070 as a retest. If we take out the lows right now, hypothetically speaking, if we push down and we close below these lows, now what I want to see is a push up with a market structure shift over these highs. I want to see bodies closing above these swing points. And if we can close above this one first, get a pullback, maybe fair value gap, get a pullback, take it at the optimal trade entry OTE, maybe around this area, and then we'll push up. We should get a close above these levels, the ones that Woodchip I think is targeting around the 17.3, which is a good target. We get a close above that. I don't see us pulling back right away, but instead I see us creating another candle. And then pulling back into the first one. Then we'll probably complete somewhere around the midnight open for now. And then I'm gonna have to reanalyze and see what we're working with once we get to like that 17,800.
Okay. Cancel. Well, I got into another trade. Didn't really make much out of that. My entry was poor. I guess we can call it a poor execution trade. Not any fault of my own. I was waiting for a little bit of better price. I saw a little bit better price, but there's a little bit of a delay between from the time you click the button, it gets in, and then the market's changed. And I actually
You're not the only one dealing with that. There's some type of a lag going on tonight.
Okay.
I have no idea what the story is, but I think it's a trade evade thing.
So I actually got a worse price, and then I waited for my entry point where I go in drawdown by 50%, based on where my stop is. I added, and then when I got the break even, I thought I would kind of just remove the first three. But in the end, you know what? I wasn't crazy about the trade, and I got out. It's too bad because I would have hit my targets, at least my first targets. But anyways, no big deal.
What were you looking for, a short or long?
It was a short. Right now, we're kind of trending lower. It's bearish. It's bearish price action right now. Yeah, this could be the bottom, but I don't really try to guess bottoms and tops. I just go with the flow, whatever direction the the current is going at the time, and the current right now is going down. So actually, I haven't.
Guessing bottoms and tops is my job.
I have another entry right now. Let's see if I can get in. 03. I'll try to get in a little bit better. Just taking 3 lots. So the system is short at 03. I'm short at 05. I like that. Stop is about 14 points. This one, now that I look at it more carefully, we just bounced off this level at 03 4 times. So I'm going to get out of it. See, this is one of those things. You know what? I'm out of the trade. The reason being is it's so fast. There you go. There's my points. But it's so fast that I don't have time to properly analyze, because I got like 2 seconds to enter the trade. Otherwise, it's gone. But after I enter it, I saw this was an area we tapped into 4 times already on the Renkos. I really wanted to get the Renkos up so you could see what I'm seeing. And you would understand. You say, oh my God, yeah, Mike, I see it. You know how we tapped it 4 times. We tapped it at 1842, 1642, 708, 711.
I looked into the Renkos a little bit. It's not something that that interests me much.
Yeah, no, but I was just saying that you would have seen what I was seeing when I said that.
How do you take them? Of course.
That we tapped it 4 times, and that's why I got out of that trade right away. I said, you know what, I have a note on my risk sheet over here, and I'm pretty much back to my conservative numbers, my conservative system, and my conservative system is if there's a reason not to take a trade, don't take a trade. Just wait for the A+ setups. And that was I didn't have time to properly analyze it, but once I was in the trade and then I looked closer at the chart, I said, okay, well, tapping into the same level 4 times and it got rejected 3 times already, that's a reason not to be in a trade. So I got out of it, in case you're all wondering why I bailed on that one so quickly. It doesn't matter that it worked out. That's not the issue.
I won't get into a trade nowadays unless it's an A+ setup.
Yeah, really, that's what I'm trying to do. You know what?
If I don't have a good risk, I'm not interested.
If
it's not the model, I'm not interested.
Yeah, I'm really thinking about, I should probably cut down and just wait for the best trades and then trade them more aggressively. Again, that guy Mike Bellafiore from SMB Capital always said, find your best setups and trade them with more size. Stop wasting your time on C setups and B setups. You're draining your capital. You're draining your mental capital for no reason.
Hey, what's up, Crispy?
Just swing the bat when you have your A+ setups and just swing it a little harder. You know, he's not crazy. He's not saying use your entire risk for the day. I think at SMB, they cut their risk into 10 or 20 pieces for the day. So, you know, he says instead of using 2 pieces, use 4 or 5 pieces on an A+ setup, but you're better off taking 4 A+ setups or 3 A+ setups in the day, as opposed to 3 A+ setups and 4 B setups and 5 C setups.
Why give back your earnings, your winnings?
Yep.
You know, and that's the other thing, futures. If I take a win, if I'm green, I don't really care to continue to trade.
That's another thing.
I don't look to take more than 2 to 3 trades, 4 trades a day to begin with. I have a lot of accounts, but I'll never get to trading all of my accounts because I don't copy them.
Yeah.
Right? So it doesn't even make a difference. And I don't look for that because I'm not chasing the dollars here, right? What I'm chasing is the consistency. I'm chasing the A+ setups, making sure that I'm taking the right trade, not chasing the payouts because I'm going to blow accounts.
You know what's funny?
Just 2 weeks ago, I mean, we blew three funded accounts, $200 away from payout. But go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying that you said you made a comment. I forgot. It was about not giving money to the markets or not giving your money back. And I was saying, wow, coincidentally, I just wrote that. That's another note I'm going to add to my thing. Like I said, I'm putting together the final pieces of the puzzle for myself here. And another piece of the puzzle is exactly that. Don't let the markets take your money. And I was talking again to James about that at lunch. That doesn't mean don't enter a trade and have it move against you and lose. That's going to happen. Just don't let the markets take extra money from you. Don't DCA. Don't add to your trades. And don't take shitty trades. And I gave him the poker analogy. If you have a shitty hand or you just have a draw, you know, you're trying for a flush, but you don't have the flush yet, and some guy makes a heavy bet, Don't take that bet. Fold. Get them putting in their money in the pot when you have them beat. And it's the same thing with the markets. Don't let the market fish you in, especially me. For me, my trades are quick. I can't enter late because if I enter late, if I'm going for 7 points and I enter 3 points late, my target doesn't change. My target is my target. It's 7 points away from where the theoretical entry is. So now my target is only 4 points. And instead of risking 7 points, I'm now risking 11. So it becomes an inverted 1 to 3 or 3 to 1 instead of like 1.5 or 2 to 1. It completely ruins it. That's the equivalent of putting money in the pot when you're on a draw. So I said, you know what? Not only am I going to wait for better trades, but I'm going to fight for price. If I don't get my price, then I'm not getting in because it changes the entire risk-return profile of my trades. And the edge is small on these trades. The edge isn't like, the edge isn't insanely large here. So I don't have a lot of room to play with. So those trades are hurting me. If there was a risk manager sitting over my shoulder, he would say, why did you enter that trade? You entered it late. Your risk profile is skewed now. That's it. That's a trade now with negative expectancy. And you put yourself into it willingly because you want those 4 pips or 4 points or whatever. Nah, leave him. Let him go. There's enough trades in a day. And if not, there'll be trades tomorrow. There's always trades. There's always a bus leaving the station.
I'm attempting a long if we get down to 16,933 over here.
Okay.
I've got a limit order in.
Yeah,
it's not a bad area to take it here.
I just went short. Let me get paid, and then we can take your long. Come on, get down.
Well, 10 points tax.
There we go.
That should pay you.
Yep. Well, one already did. Let's get to the other one. Let's get one more. The next one is 50% probability. The next level. It's my stop. That stop you see there is not the real stop. That's just an emergency stop that I figured it would be a good idea to have into the markets. So don't look at that stop and say, oh, it's farther away than your entry. It's not the stop. The real stop is at 54, and I have it in at 67. So I'm in at 46. My stop is at 54. That's 8 points. And I'm going for 32. So that's 14 points. There I hit my 32. And now my stop is break even. But that's the emergency stop, right? So don't, like I said, actually I can move it down now because the stop is 47 and I'm in at 46. So it's at break even. That's the real stop right now of the system. And now the stop goes down by 7 points.
I'm not looking to risk much here. I'm risking the lows. If it pushes down to the lows, I'm going to get taken out here.
Oh, you got in already?
Yeah, it tapped me in. I had a limit order to pick me up. So it picked me up.
Okay,
and then it took me out.
Okay, well, I'm out, so let's see it turn for you now, and then...
Well, no, it took me out already.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's too bad. I was hoping it would turn for you, and then I would get a long setup. I would have jumped in with you, because I know you...
I might have been a little bit of a tight ass there, but I don't think so. I think that the fact that I got out, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's 8 seconds. If we close below that swing low from 5 minutes ago, not really a good sign. And we're trading below.
Well, yes. I like a close below the swing low.
No kidding.
We have the swing high attached to it.
I thought that confirms continuation.
For me, so for me now, I'm actually looking for a lower time frame push up, because once I have the confirmation on the low, then I'm going to get my confirmation once I close above on the market structure shift.
Okay.
So. We're going to look to, and I like that right there. That wasn't bad.
So you see, I mean, it's a good example of how I just took a couple of quick swing trades, a quick, start over, Mike. I just took a couple of quick scalps, and I'm up 166. So
hopefully it gives me an entry again. It just took me out so it can rip on me. Come on.
Comparing that to my PDLL for the day, you know, I always say, well, take your loss, walk away, see how you feel later. And I'm looking at that and say, you know what? What's the big deal? I can make back my loss like in In one good day of trading, my loss is back. So those PDLLs, and we were going to set it up for you. Remember we talked about it for at one point. We said setting up PDLLs for you.
Yeah.
At least show you how to do it, not necessarily.
I figured it out. I went to Trade of 8. I figured out. Yeah, I figured out how to do it on Trade of 8.
Let's see if we can get a little continuation. The official entry is at 12, and I'm in at 12, so I didn't get a better price. But at least I didn't get a worse price. I got my finger.
We just re-entered along here. My stop must have given me some slippage on the on that last trade though. I don't know what happened, but it took me out for like $170. My stop was only sitting at about 110.
Okay.
Should have been a break even with the last trade. So now we're still lower time frame. We want to see this start displacing up above, and if we do start closing up above here, I don't really want to exit here. I feel like we'll start getting the pullback. Targeting the 200s.
Hey, Wood Chip. Sorry, just staring at my screen right now.
Hey, what's up, Wood Chip?
Come on, go away.
Just got stopped out on a long for, and then just just by 10 points or so, 15 points, and then we just re-entered. Caught some nasty slippage though, dude. It was some really nasty slippage on that last one. And what do we got? The 240s up here. So we're going to target these 240s here, guys. Go a little bit below that. We'll see how the market reacts there. Decent close here.
$7.53. That's an aggressive target.
That was an aggressive drop right there. Oof, I wanted to add one. But I'm not ecstatic about how it just dropped there, to be honest with you. Rebalance this whole price action in this whole area, so this thing might not be ready to go up. We're gonna see. We need to see a massive push up, otherwise we're gonna see some lower targets. I'll just simply get stopped out again. $7.53.
Okay, I took
7.53 for a long wood chip. Or are you looking for?
No, I think he's short and that's his target.
7.53. I just heard an army run into my house. Like a herd of elephants.
Let's go. Push lower. Come on. Push lower. I gave back some and I'm trying to get back to where I was. Let's go. Take me out. There you go. Nice. Nice, nice. Okay, let this one go a little bit. But I'm still not whole.
I feel like I'm going to get stopped out. Yep, stopped out here as well.
Let me close it.
I feel like I'm okay getting stopped though, because I don't think it's ready yet. 15-minute is giving us a massive drop here. This is ridiculous. Giving us that close below now in 53 seconds that I want to see.
That was a heck of a dump in gold. $200 in the last 3 days. Wow, look at oil.
Closure above. 15 second. All right, I like this 15-minute closure in 24 seconds.
Some good moves. Some good moves. I would have had a better number for the evening so far, but I added. Those ads hurt me. I have to stop them. I have to see how it goes without adding. Because it becomes a 3x loser when I add. And it's not really... It increases the probability that I'll win, but it becomes a 3x loser. I really have to stop the adding. What chip? What chip? You've told me many times. Stop with the adding. I gotta try a day without it.
All right, we're gonna attempt this again.
It's so funny. Every time you say that, I'm getting a short entry right now. But not yet. It's got to get down to 84. 84 on the offer. Let yourself be right or wrong. Yeah, you know what? Let's do not only tomorrow and today, the rest of the week. No adding, wood chip. For me. Let's experiment with it and see how it goes. See if, and at the end of the week, I'm going to reevaluate and say, oh, I really didn't like it. I do better with the adding. Or I'll say, yeah, you know what? It'll open my eyes and say, you know what? Maybe that adding isn't a good idea. No, I don't need. I'm good. I'm good. I mean, it's going to go on my risk sheet that I have printed out. But I think it's actually there already, but it's one of those optional things. No chase, no FOMO, no late entries, and only first entries. Yeah, so it's not really there as a rule. Reason to not take a trade, no trade. Fight for price, play defense. Yeah, I don't have a no adding.
So for me, I was waiting for a drop. I wanted a drop. Came a little bit lower, which is not a terrible thing than what I expected. But I'd like to see a fast move up once we start going. I don't want to see this thing stop. I want this thing to come straight up, at least to the 17,100 area.
Yeah. Well, those are the moves.
I mean, a really, really fast pump up there. I'll probably take one contract off, I think, at that area around 17.1. Maybe leave one contract running.
Yeah, those are the moves that, for me, confirm that the move is legitimate when we see that kind of strength. Actually, you know what? I'm curious. I want to see what happened yesterday at 8:30 p.m. If 8 or 8:30, if that was the, if we rotated lower, like I said. 7, 8, 8:30. We did. We took out the... No, we didn't take out the evening session lows, but that was a pretty serious rotation lower with some speed, with some momentum. That was at 8:30. Remember when I was saying all my systems are short, but I'm not comfortable... long, but I'm not comfortable taking a long anymore, because very often in the evening, 8:30 is a rotation to the other side.
Yes,
Yeah.
I do remember that.
And it was a pretty strong move there. Yeah, we ended up going higher, but
so I like how we closed here. 5-second chart though. I'm aggressive right now. I'm really aggressive with the time that I'm trading, just because of the level. So I like how we closed below these swing points, and then we just closed above them here. So I like this as a market structure shift potential, right? 5 seconds. So let's see how high it goes, how much of a range it's going to expand for us. Because if this was the high and it's already coming to retest the first entry, we may be going much lower first. I mean, it'll probably come here and then give us another pump, but I don't want to see this get taken out before we create a high that's you know, that's somewhat worth risking a trade on, because this is only 885 9. This is 15 points. So if we're only playing within 15 points, see, there we go, it's already coming down for it. So I'm not super excited. If we're only playing with 15 points, how much higher is the retest going to take us? So let's say we retest, boom, we took it, say it comes a little lower. Where's the retest going to go? Maybe 921, right? There we go, right? So and it went to 910. I was thinking 921. Gave us a wick. Do we recapture this wick? I think so. It's a 5-second model. I would say 920 range. 920 range looks, safe. Someone that's looking for a safe bet, because this is a low time frame, 5-second. This could still be entry 1 on the order block. Kind of like that. The other one didn't tap into that. This is entry 1. Potentially push up after this displacement now. And we already closed below all of these lows here, leaving some really relevant highs, some really relevant swing highs. So if we can close above, which again still lines up with my path tool, we'll move it over a little, right? Just drop it down a bit. But now what we're looking for is that low. We were looking for that low. Now we're looking for some momentum, some fast speed above these swing points, right? Where we took all these lows with this drop. So, and if it's not ready, it's just going to make another swing point, create another low, and continue to consolidate, right? It has a range that it can trade within over here to the left. Right where we have our liquidity. Gosh, are we going to get there? Go to the hourly. That was lag. That was lag. Holy moly.
Yeah, I'm good now. I'm not getting much lag.
I just got some crazy lag on TradingView when I was trying to load up my yeah. But the point is, it's got a massive range right here, right? Like, look at these gaps. This thing has a big range that it can still play around within. Yeah, absolutely. But I'd like to see exactly what it's doing now. That fast momentum, that really, really fast speed. What the heck is going on? Where's the... Go to the 1 minute. So I want to see us start displacing now. I want to see us start closing up above these swing points. Start getting that momentum up into that bullish, nice bullish momentum here.
I could see that happening. I actually took a poke at a long. I'll try again.
Now it's a lower time frame. This is the 1 minute. Still have the close. So even with the 1 minute right now, we get this nice fast push with the 1 minute here. I'm gonna like it.
Again, what I said in the beginning of the stream, if we can get above VWAP, I'll be more inclined to want to take, or I'll be happy with my long trades. And not to pick on VWAP, but it's over the previous day's low, yesterday's low. I mean, which is today's low, but you know what I mean? I'm going to
Things on the struggle bus here. We're going to take one off. We'll just add if we have to, but we're going to take one off only because it looks like it's on the struggle bus to get above this swing high right now.
Did you make that up, the struggle bus?
No, I
I
say
like
that with
that.
my. I've heard it before, but I use it with my kids
The
all the
struggle
time.
bus.
Whenever they're like, they get upset and they start making faces, I'm like, oh, you look like you're on the struggle bus right now. So they come over and they kick me in the shin. Oh man. All right. So now, and I didn't even realize that I actually took that loss on my account, my take profit account that was up. I forgot to switch accounts. It was the one that was up. But it's all right, right? It doesn't really matter. I think I took both of those losses with this account. The other account
I hate when that
is
happens though. It's
yeah.
so it's so easy to forget to switch accounts. It
No,
happens
but it doesn't
happens
even
to
matter.
all
The
of
other
us.
account, the other account is up. The other account is up 102 bucks. And this account, when we take, profit, when we tap into our target here, should be up also. So it's not a big deal. I don't think it matters, right? It eventually, futures, it's not going to really matter to me which account I'm taking it on, right? Because the trade is going to be the trade.
Yeah.
The model is going to be the model. The discipline is still going to be in place. So as long as I can maintain that, I think I'm okay.
Well, to add to that, where you said it doesn't matter where the trade is taken,
There
I've
it
been,
is.
I've been thinking about that a lot also lately. And my thought is that over here in this household, I think we're too short-term focused. We're too focused on today's results, this week's results. I think we have to step back and look at the results over the month. Where will we be at the end of the
Oh,
month?
of
And where
course.
will we be at the end of the year if we're trading like at this level? And I said, the numbers are great. It doesn't matter what account I'm taking the trade in. If over time, if over the year, I make $200,000 in trading, it doesn't matter which accounts. Those will all amount to payouts eventually as time passes. And exactly like you said, really doesn't matter where it is. It's just when I'm short
No,
term.
it's not.
I
Yeah,
was,
I think what the focus should be, futures, is fixing the stuff that really matters when we trade, right? Like making sure that we're walking away when we're red, making sure that we're turning the trades mechanical. I'm not moving my stop. Like I took TP here. I shouldn't be risking on this one, right? Because it might pull back into some fair value gaps. So go to break even maybe, right? At least break even on this last contract. And then if it goes down below, maybe a couple of bucks. If it goes below, we'll just we'll look for another entry. I do want to add one here, the one that we took out, right? I want to add it right here at this order block. I want to be below the order block on my stop, which is the down candle. But yeah, back to what I was saying, it's more so about fixing where we're really messing up, right? It's not about getting those payouts, because those payouts are part of the problem. If you don't have everything else in check, the payouts are last. Seeing money from these accounts is the last thing we should be focusing on. Because if this was a live account, I promise you, looking at the money is not going to get you anywhere, right? If this was a live account, you better believe you need to make sure that your risk management, your discipline, all of that is in check, and don't put so much focus on how much money you're making for the week or for the day, right? If you want to focus on money, focus on how much you're losing more
yeah.
so.
Actually, it's not so much that. Another thing that interferes is, I'll look at the account and we start to throw in certain factors that with a normal retail account aren't there. Oh, it's coming up to my billing period. So I only have 600 to go. If I got to get it done in the next 3 days, or I'm going to get rebilled and I don't want to get rebilled. So on an eval, so you push it and then you blow the account. There's so many of these external factors, and you really just got to take them all out of your head and just trade properly, and the money will come. If you just trade properly and just take all this out of your head and focus long term, have longer term goals, the money will come.
I agree. I will not disagree with that. You know, I think the focus has to be on fixing our problems in trading, not getting payouts. It's fixing our you know, fixing our weaknesses. Because
Yeah.
we all have them. You know, we're all gonna have them, and we're gonna, you know, we're slowly gonna figure out our setup. We're slowly gonna figure out, you know, how humbling this market can be when you have a 1,000-point range you're trading in, right? Like,
Look at this evening session, 20 points on the 1
even
minute
now,
candles.
even
That's
now, it's
that's
moving. It's moving
insane.
so right. It's moving so, and I gotta remove this because I can't even see what my levels are here. Oh gosh, I thought I was at the low. Right, and this might take me out here. This might come and take out the low. I would not be surprised. Right, because it's a low. It's a 1 minute model. So if we're still gonna make a couple more lows before we start pushing up to the highs, I like the way we closed here, but then we rebalanced it pretty quickly. You know, but we're trading off this order block. Let's see if we can respect this order block here at the bottom. And if we can, I can see us quickly displacing through everything on buy side.
Crispy writes, every candle is like trading the news. Yeah, almost, Crispy.
The way
is.
The way this market has been. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, still haven't seen anything really to indicate the momentum has shifted to the upside, even though the algo just went long. I'm not convinced, and I think this is a long trade in a down push, but things can always change quickly on my charts. But for now, I'm still in bearish mode. If we can get up to 970, which isn't too far. You know what? Let's just get over that previous day, the low. Let's just see let's get a momentum push over 17,020. Let's get price holding above that. Not too far away. I mean, for the evening session, normally that would be an impossibility, 80 points. But right now, that can happen in 3 minutes with this kind of volatility.
Oh yeah. I mean, I honestly think that the way the market is laying out price action right now, right? The way it's currently forming, I think within the next hour we can see those really high targets. I don't know that it's going to get there immediately now, right? I think there's still room to consolidate, to go a little bit sideways. It's definitely looks like it wants to push towards the buy side. It keeps giving you that, you know, that momentum in that direction. And it keeps going down to take liquidity on sell side, right? Like, it's just what the algo does. So I like how it's failing to give you the wicks above, and it's leaving the body push. So we have 19 seconds now. I'd love to see a body push above 68 fast right now in the next 13 seconds. And if it doesn't happen with this one, it leaves the wick right where it is, and we get it on the next candle. And hopefully we leave a gap at the bottom here, and it's just a fast push on the next candle.
Okay, but wait, I want to get in under 40. Motherfucker. I wanted to get in under 40.
Listen,
I wanted to get in under 40.
That it does exactly what I'm asking it to do here. It's not.
We were at 42. I needed to just go lower by 2 points. Fuck, that would have been a fast one. It would have been nice. Oh well. Okay. So you see, we're in sync right now. You see, it didn't take long, but now we're in sync. In the beginning of the stream, we were
and I like how your algo just comes in and it gives you, your setup, when you're ready to take it, when it's ready to take it.
Yeah.
And but for me, look, you know how I trade futures. I am the freaking algo. For me, like it's all about a very specific setup that has to happen on multiple levels in order for me to take a trade. So, and right now I'm expecting a close on the next minute here, leave a fair value gap. I'd like to see this be left alone, but it doesn't have to. We can easily trade back into it, come back down to that 930. And I'm not going to give up money. If this thing comes and closes this gap, I'll book my profits here. I'll book my profits.
Okay, but give Crispy a clap or a horn. He's up 200 and he's out. Give him some love.
Hey.
There we go.
Good job, Crispy. Good job, buddy. And also a nice little wood chip here. You know, I heard he had a pretty amazing morning session with his micros. So good job, wood chip. Good job.
Hey. I hit my PDLL. Give me a
hey, good job on hitting your PML right there, futures. All right, don't stop me out. I mean, I'm gonna be a little bit with this one, right? Like hit the order block, but I feel like it's gonna. If we're ready to rip, I don't want to see a wick. I just want to see exactly what it just did, and I want to see it take off. I don't want to see this pull back right now. I want to see it go fast up above that 1776. And if we can get that push, we're going to make a new we'll make a new point of control. I feel like we're going to start trading back into this point of control, rather, better way to put it, right? So we'll start trading in the range of 17,125 to 16,992. And at that point, I think my trade is going to be safe. I don't really expect it to come back down, and I'd start trailing my stop at a level where it makes sense. Right now, I'm still not convinced. And if it starts pushing down much deeper to start trading off of these order blocks, start trading into the gap at the bottom, for example, which is really where my stop should be, but I'm not going to do that. I'll just re-enter the position, right? I'm not really looking to give back on these profits here. This is a Take Profit Pro account, guys. We'll be up about $125 for the day on this account, another $110 on the other account, right? Let's somewhat think about the money when we're trading with one micro, right? Especially when I'm trading a 1 minute time frame, and I know that this thing can react a very specific way out of that trade, guys. Good with that. Up $94 on that account.
Yeah, that's how it's done. Keep chipping away and getting closer to the payouts. It's actually a dinosaur versus...
Right, we're at 1,200 right now, futures. We need another $800 and we can start getting those daily payouts on that account.
What, Chip? Are you still eating animal crackers and seeing dinosaurs and and bears?
Breaker. I'm going to move up to the 3 minute now, guys. I want to see if we're getting the shift. Ooh, nice little gap here too off of the order block. Another fair value gap at the bottom. I actually might jump back into this on the 3 minute. 3 minute looks decent, but we don't have a swing high. The only swing high we have is here, and the attached swing low is here. We never close below the swing low. So I'm actually glad, I'm content that I got out of that trade. 3 minute is showing me slightly bearish price action, even though we've got the market structure shift. And the reason I say that is because if we start looking at the 5 minute and the 15 minute, we don't really have any type of a confirmation unless we're using these pivots, which means lower time frame needs to move now, and 15 minutes going to close above this swing high, which is a valid market structure shift. And then we'll look for a fair value gap, pull back into the gap, and then we'll look to take off. But 15 second, if I get another entry here, I might jump back in.
Did you see how we just rotated lower right off the previous day's low? Didn't even get a close above it. 3 wicks. You can see it. I'll expand it on my 1 minute chart. You can see 3 wicks.
Pro account. We're gonna go to our brand new pro account, guys, for the next trade.
But I may get a long setup, and if I get a long setup, I have room to run back up to that previous day's low and take profit, so I'll take it.
Market structure shift here on the 15 second. 2022 completion. So what I'm looking for to get back into the long right now, futures, is the following. Let's just remove this noise, and we'll make some more noise. So I want to see this get taken out. I want to see a fake out pullback. I want to see one more entry on this order block right here, and we're jumping in long. And we're going to take this long, at least TP1 back to here. Look for a nice little market structure shift and a displacement to continue up a little bit higher into the 17.1 area. So if we can pull back right now and we can start creating this, I would be interested in a
let's go.
a long. And what we're going to see here is already you see the short forming on the 15-second, right? So this is a sell model. We're not going to take it, but this is the sell model. So right now you got the sell model. This is bound to drop. If I want to drop, and if I want to take this down 30 points, I feel like it's almost guaranteed. But when we displace through this, we should pull back into this fair value gap, and then we should get one more swing down. One more swing down so that we can get the entry we're looking for. And then what I like is something like this.
I just got a successful scalp. I'm happy with that.
So that's the TP that I would be looking for. Targeting like the 17.3s for starters. Now, because this is a 15-second model, we want to see it play out on a higher time frame to get up here. So for the 15-second model, if we completed here, market shift, completion off of this entry.
That wasn't good.
So we're going to probably get something more along the lines of that's where we enter. Take out the high. Should be TP1.
Hey, what's up? What are you going to be working on?
And probably full exit on this trade here. So I think for this time frame, I don't know that I want to be targeting more than this on this scalp. Because that's what it is. It's going to be a scalp. But if we start getting the setup coming in on the 3-minute, which we do have the high, but no close above. No swing point here. Unless the market moves and we close all the way above 17,086, there's no market structure shift on the 3-minute. But if we can get up to 1780, 3-minute will give us a shift, and so will the 5. I believe so will the 15. Yep, so will the 15. That's at 17,085, guys. Oh God, Woodchip is typing away. I'm not even looking at the. I'm not looking at any of the chat, guys. I feel like I feel horrible here. So it's just Woodchip. We can't feel that bad.
I'm back. All right.
Just Woodchip. We don't want to feel that bad. Oh gosh, did that thing just take off on me? Didn't even give me an entry. Sure did. We're gonna get, so this thing's ready to move.
Yeah, it looks like we're getting some momentum, definitely. I took a trade off the 1-minute chart. 1 minute, yeah, the 1-minute chart here.
Going along.
We had a bit of a.
Let's go. Stop is 15. 15, 15, 15. 15. Woodchip's about to get stopped out. That is a 100-point stop. Let's not say we did.
Oh, that was 17 minutes ago. I'm not sure if he's still in that trade.
I had a cougar snake pattern.
Cougar snake pattern. Woodchip's got his head on cougars.
I know, he has me cracking up. He has me cracking up.
Yeah, that's what I was saying before. He has to stop eating animal crackers.
21-minute, all bearish on rejecting FEG. This is giving us another swing high.
Let's go down a little bit lower. Let's get down to 85, maybe 80. I'll be more inspired to take a long if we can get down there instead of just retracing down to 80. What is it, 92? No, that is 82. Sorry,
the 1 minute gave us a nice trade. The 1 minute gave us a really nice
it did.
We have a beautiful market structure shift on the 1 minute. I mean, really nice. Like, it gave us the damn double shift, for crying out loud. We did already trade off of this bottom bearish breaker when we got that first shift here. So,
hey, I got an orange order. Take a look. I got one of those orange orders, those hanging orders.
Oh, that's no good.
It went through. It's through. Look, it's a buy limit. Now what do I do? No. Yeah, it's gonna fill me. It's gonna look at that there. Now we got the fill.
Well, it won't cancel out. I don't know.
No, of course not. No, it's gone now. It filled me. That's it. But now I'm not happy in this trade. I'm out of. I guess it.
Are you able to close it? Because whenever
it's gone. It's gone.
Okay, you are able to close it. I got into one of those positions on Ninja Trader last week, and I could not close the position. I think I was telling you, remember? It was my Rhythmic. It was my Bulenox. I had to go into the Rhythmic Pro. I couldn't log in. It was sitting there spinning. So I just went to bed. I was like, the heck with it.
Yeah.
And luckily, they canceled out the position. They didn't leave it running. They just they ended up closing it out.
Okay. Let's get a run. I got back in. So no big deal. I hope it wasn't at a worse price. I don't really know. Watching it closely. 82. I'll stop out at 82, hopefully, if I can. That's the 82. Enter it. Okay, so that took some money from me. Back
Same
under
type of
200.
Here with the 1 minute, I'm actually looking for now that we closed above, and we've got this confirmation as number 1 entry. I want to see how we react here. I'd like to see two legs. But I'm also really, really, really concerned about this low, if we take it out or not. I don't want us to. I'd like for us to come right into this level to give me the entry right now. And this is up based on the 1 minute now, so... wood chip. 1 hour FVG just formed bearish. Let us look at the 1 hour FVG. 1 hour FVG.
He's just gonna treat me nice.
Too many gaps in between. Price action has already slowed down significantly for me on the hourly. It got very sluggish, and we failed to close with this candle below this candle's wick. So I think this is manipulation, and I think that the hourly is going to start pulling back. That was one massive 1 minute candle. Massive.
Wow. I missed it. I was looking at the one at the hourly. Yep. Bounce off VWAP. So first we bounced off the previous day's low at 750. Not really anything significant. We just stopped us for a few minutes, went above it, closed above it, but then got rejected off VWAP.
So I take this back.
And the swing.
I don't know how much I like this until we take this out. How fast we just came down here.
We got one.
Now I feel like we need to take this out. And if it leaves me here, if it just goes and rebalances this 1 minute and it just takes off exactly where I wanted to enter originally, right? Like, wasn't it exactly to the tick? I mean, pretty much. Within 3 freaking points. But I would really like for this to take out this low now. I would really like to take out this low. Take out this low. This low. The fact that we closed above here first might be showing some bearish price action. Here, high, closed above here, and then we closed above the low, below the low. So it's looking a little bit bearish on that lower time frame now. I think we're getting some bearish price action to kind of play out with this. Right, still going to play out with this. Close below. New swing point. I gotta hide this damn thing.
Okay, let's get back to the charts. It's gonna be run for fun.
Now we did come into the order block, right? We did come into the order block, and if we respect this, this is a good long attempt, even from this level. Definitely a good long attempt, because even the 3-minute now just gave us a close below here after closing above. I don't like it, guys. I'm 3-minute short bias. I want to see this play out exactly like this on the 3-minute. I think the 1-minute already delivered for us. The low was down here, 2022. Came back down. Didn't really complete though, but it's going to take this out to complete this model. And when we complete it, we're going to be completing it back at the weekly open, all the way up top.
What was the weekly open? Offhand, you know? Without me looking at the charts?
17,125 area.
Okay.
That's the bottom. It's like actually that's the weekly open exact. And you know, like I was saying before, what I'm looking for futures, it has to give me very specific price action, right? If we don't close below the swing lows before we close above to take the long, right? Which is why I took the long here. I'm not interested. But we have to make sure that we're only targeting the local, right? The local levels. Why is my magnet off? And we'll turn that green for money, right? So it front ran us, right? It was pretty damn close to where I would exit, because you also got to potentially keep the gap in mind, right? So keep the high here. Any imbalance? No imbalance. This is actually also a gap, 2 wicks, implied gap.
Well, let's get another run lower. Let's get another big candle. Let's go.
You know, that's anywhere in this range, I think, is a good exit, and you got to maybe take the low end of it, right? Because we got a reaction off of here.
Let's go. Let's get down to at least 908. At least 908.
908.
Not asking for too much. I'm a little short at 927.
908. You're not even being. You're being super conservative there. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me run to the other room and grab something, and I'll be right back on camera.
Come on, give me 908. Give me 908. I'm even going to put in my good enough. It's always good enough. I always shortchange myself. And there's the 908, 905, 906. I gave up. I got out at 13. Shit, gave up a lot. Anyways, what can you do? Not complaining, look. My job isn't to catch the whole move, it's to catch a piece of the move. I caught a piece of the move. I'm at my high water mark for the day. This is a 50K account, to be honest with you. $250 a day on a 50K account is excellent. It's nothing to complain about. And I think what I'm going to start doing, 753. I think what I'm going to start doing in the evenings, I'm going to start copy trading.
Let's go. You definitely got your 908.
Oh, I got out earlier. You'd be disappointed in me. I blew my load early.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Yeah. It's too bad because it went so fast. It went so fast. Anyways, no big deal. Look, what I'm saying is, I was saying you missed it. I'm up 250 on a 50K account. 250 a day in a 50K account is phenomenal. And to be doing this in the evening session, you know, in 10 days, you're at target. That's faster than remember, I'm trading the conservative size now. So to get the target in 10 days, that's glorious. Again, if you can get the target on all your accounts in 2 days, you're a mega millionaire after a certain amount of time. So I know that's a good pace.
As long as you jump in and trade your PA accounts the same way.
Yep. Well, you can't trade lower size than this. I mean, I'm doing it with 1 lots, 2 lots, and 3 lots. So there's
I agree.
Not much lower I can go unless I go to sim. So
just also remember, Mike, we're not always going to have this volatility.
No, I know. Of course.
You know, we're going to have this for a little while. I think we will have this volatility for a little while until the market is ready to go sideways. When it starts going sideways on that higher time frame, and not only go sideways, but also get out of this big range that we're in, right? Because that drop was absolutely insane. So it's gonna have to rebalance now.
But I think Trump is good for volatility. I think Trump inspires volatility. I think he keeps the markets on its toes. And I think for 4 years, or 3.5 now, the market's going to be nervous. So,
what do you mean by nervous?
Well, not jumpy. Maybe that's a better word. You know, not really committed to anything, and just increased volatility. I think he's good for that. That's why. Hold on, let me just cover by ask. Okay, coming up to 300, chipping away slowly. I just think he's good for volatility. That's all. I think he's what's the word there? Not erratic, but he's volatile. Also, not just the market, but him too. You know, you never know what he's going to come up with, and what he's going to tweet, and what he's going to say. So, you know, people are when you, especially day traders, you're in a position, but you're always got in the back of your mind, is Trump going to say something and totally screw me?
I don't believe that. Right?
I don't know about other people. I don't know if other people are like that, but I got that on my mind, especially during the day. If I'm long or I'm short, I'm saying, shit, okay, just shut up. Don't say anything until I'm out of the trade, or let him open his.
I don't believe that any of them do anything. I don't think Trump moves the market. I don't think the news moves the market. I don't believe
No, you cannot say that. You cannot.
I will, and I will stick to that for the rest of my days.
Let me rephrase it then, so that you agree with me. If Trump comes out, I'm not saying he's going to move the market long term and he's going to change where the market's going to be in a month from now. But when he comes out and says something, you cannot.
He does absolutely nothing.
You cannot deny that the instant he says it, the market moves 400 points. That wasn't inspired by what he said, because
futures.
Wait. Cause and effect. You can see it. Happens once, boom. Happens twice. Boom. Happens 3 times. After it happens enough times, you can scientifically say, not every time Trump opens his mouth, but when he opens his mouth about something that significantly affects the markets move.
I disagree.
They may not.
Look what Woodchip typed up. All right, and I agree somewhat to what he just.
So you think it's a coincidence that the market moves?
I think
on PPI. On PPI and on CPI and on non-farm payrolls, that it's released at 8:30 and there's a huge move at 8:30 in 1 second. You think that's a coincidence?
Yep. No, not a coincidence. It's the macro. The algorithm there's a reason why the news folders are always at 8:30, at 9:15, right? There's a reason why that when Trump opens his mouth, or when the speaker opens his mouth, it's at 2 o'clock p.m. or
Well,
at
who's going to
4
schedule a
o'clock.
meeting at 2:17?
It's what?
Who's going to schedule a meeting at 2:17 or at we're going to release the news at 8:44? I think you're reversing it. You know, a lot of people. I'm gonna go in another direction. A lot of people say, "Oh my God," they justify their what's the word? They say that their proof that there is a God is the fact that we needed so many things to happen in order for humans to be on the planet. And I'm not going into an argument of whether there's a God or not. I'm just going into an argument over that argument. If you make that argument, I think you're reversing it. You're implying that we're here despite all those conditions, that we're so fine-tuned to all the conditions. You know, if you just change the oxygen level. No, we evolved in those conditions. If the conditions were different, we would have evolved differently to survive in those conditions. Just like there's bacteria that survives in those hot water vents. You know, you're saying, what's that expression? Does the dog wag the tail, or does the tail wag the dog?
Yeah, but see, the thing is, here's the difference. You're talking about human evolution and biology versus a computer program, right? Now, the difference is that the computer program was designed and it was programmed, it was coded by a human being, okay? And if you're anyone that understands programming and you understand code, you can understand that
your camera's off. I'm not sure if you know.
Yeah, no, I still have it off for like
perfect.
One minute.
Okay, go on.
But if you understand, coding, right, and algorithms, you would understand that it's not that easily manipulated, right? It's not that simple for them to do something to the, to the market to make it go nuts, unless they put like some type of a kill switch, right? Some type of a fast forward button where they can press the button at any point and they can put the algo in a 10x, right? Times 10, times 20, whatever, and the algorithm will move much faster, right? Maybe they can adjust the algorithm. Maybe there is, and again, this is a hypothetical. I don't know, but maybe they can adjust the algorithm to the point where they can make it where the algorithm is targeting less liquidity. I don't think that that's the case. I think the program was designed to go after liquidity. I think it grows and evolves like AI does, right? So over time, the algorithm continues to play out on the 3-minute, the 5-minute, the hourly, and as time progresses, and we have days and years and months, right? And then we're sitting 100 years, and we have a whole entire century. Now the algorithm has enough data where it can start playing into higher time frames, and it still plays the same exact model that the code was designed to run. Now, now, when it comes to the S&P and to the NQ, that's what I believe we're in. I think we're in a higher time frame part of the model, which is why we are seeing such big moves, right? Because we're trading a daily, weekly, and monthly sell model. So, it's in an algorithmic sell program right now. So when it enters into this sell program, the algorithm remains within a range, and they can manipulate just like we can manipulate by adding orders, right? People can buy, sell, at certain levels. And if there's someone, let's say, willing to buy right here, right now at 16,860, and you get, a shit ton of buys right at this level, depending on which time frame is playing out on the algorithm, there might be enough room for that purchase order to move the market back up to 16,915, right? But if it enters into a sell program and the algorithm doesn't allow for those buy orders to go past 16,957, it won't. And it's the same thing with the news, and then Trump opened his mouth. It's just a matter of what stage is the algorithm in that moment before that person opens their mouth. And it typically happens when the algorithm has already, just like right now, has already been consolidating, right? What time is Trump opening his mouth today, guys? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, I have no idea. I don't even know that he is.
I think I think somebody said that he was talking. Let me double
Oh,
check.
He's
Let's
addressing.
double check.
He's addressing the nation.
10 p.m. We do have red folders at 10 p.m. though. I mean, there's definitely 10 official cash rate for New Zealand and the RBNZ rate.
Okay, so here's how I'm going to agree with you. I'm not going to try and get you to agree with me. Actually, I think maybe I'm going to come over to your camp. The algorithm says to itself or whatever. So anyways, okay, that's a stupid thing to say. The algorithm knows that there's going to be a flood of liquidity at those times, and it takes advantage of that liquidity. How about that? I'll give you that. It knows that there's going to be a ton of orders coming in, both sides, and it pushes it to where it wants to go and grabs out at least half of it.
Well, there is that's what happens.
Because everyone's hitting the button at that second, one way or another. Some people are. I mean, there's a buyer and there's a buyer for every seller, and there's a seller for every buyer. So you just got a ton of button clicking going on at that moment.
It's you know what it is, futures. It's not that there's a ton of button clicking going on at that moment. It's that prior to the news hitting, there was a ton of button clicking during those prime AM sessions, during the London session, which is why you still have those sessions, that session's liquidity sitting there. And usually the algorithm goes for that session's liquidity, because throughout that session, right, throughout those sessions, people have left stop orders there. So what the algorithm does, it doesn't give anyone a chance to get out on either end. When the algorithm triggers a news event, right, and it doesn't, how many times have you seen the algorithm move a candle, even right now during the Asian session? What can people possibly say for a movement that just happened at the open, from the open down in a matter of just 15-20 minutes? We dropped from 1722 300 points. Why? Because there's enough liquidity right now during the open, during the Asia session, to move the market? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It's the algorithm, period. The algorithm, when it's in a sell program, it's going to go to its designated target no matter what. But it needs to generate the liquidity that it requires to get there. So if it has enough before the market opened, which when we closed, if you look at where we closed, we already closed in a sell program, right? We already started confirming a market structure shift to sell side slightly, right? So once the market opened and we gapped, it wasn't even a big gap. We had like a super small gap today, right? What was our gap today? Our gap was like 10 points, 7 points, tiny. A tiny gap, and then we dropped immediately. There was no one in the market at that point, trading. There wasn't that many people that jumped in on the market open and said buy or sell. It's probably the absolute lowest volume that we're gonna get in the market. So I don't believe that. I do not believe that news does anything other than, it gets triggered during that macro, during that, that time slot where they've allocated to the algorithm to have that quick move. And it's just, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Oh, camera. Forgot my camera.
I reminded you. Don't say I didn't remind you.
No, you did.
I did my job.
And then I forgot for the last 5 minutes or so. But look, it's not something that anyone can fight me on, right? Because it's my opinion. It's a thought that I've just kind of stuck in my head about how the news works as a catalyst and how it doesn't really affect any trading, anything. I don't want to be in it. I have no desire to trade during the news. But I don't think it's going to go anywhere other than where it's already targeting, in my opinion. So how are we looking here, guys? What is the algo doing?
I hope it's selling. Well, let's
I think we're
70.
selling. I think for a little bit.
Let's
I
get
think we'll
under
be selling off.
70.
A lot of wicks on the 5-minute are starting to form.
I don't want to be in. I don't want to be in trades anymore. I don't know if you're watching the trades I'm entering, but I'm entering them and getting out. I'm just not comfortable taking trades anymore. I think I'm happy with my results for the day. So,
How'd you do so far?
up to 70, so that's good for the evening.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. I'm up about the same. I'm up about $200 on 2 accounts.
Yeah, I don't know if I said it. I'm gonna start trade copying, not a bunch of accounts, but I'm gonna go to one. I'm gonna add a second account, and we'll see how that goes in the evening. And I guess I'll start tomorrow. Remind me if I don't. I have a bunch of Bulenoxes there, not being used. So.
Oh, you're trying to fund some evals. Nice. Okay.
Yeah. I
don't want to look at another eval.
I haven't gotten a payout yet from. Yeah, you. Why should you? You're all set up. I haven't even gotten a payout yet from Bulenox. I got to get my first Bulenox payout.
Oh, we got to pop that cherry. But I like Bulenox. I really do.
I do too. It's I'm an Apex loyalist, but I like Bulenox. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got my 20 Apex accounts. That's first firm I started trading with. But I really like Bulenox. I like their customer service. They're very responsive. And on point with their payouts, right? There's no, as long as you follow the rules and they tell you, they'll let you know if you've broken the consistency rule. They'll let you know if you've exceeded X, Y, or Z. And if you haven't, then you're in the green. You request a payout, and the second you get there with those accounts, and the very next week on a Wednesday, it's in your account. Crispy, I'm up 500 for the evening, just 1 and 2 micros, nothing else. Nice, Crispy. Good job, dude. Good job. All right, now the way we're consolidating here, I'm going to go to the 15 second again, and let's see what we got.
Reach for the stars. Reach. He says reach. Good enough.
I was going to say I've seen huge moves with low volume on the hour. Yeah, of course, Woodchip. It's not. That's why I think it's a crack of shit, dude. I think everybody's, just like everything else in this world. I think everybody's. Whoa!
Watch the language.
Yeah, right. I think everybody's easily manipulated, right? Like the same way we've got sports and concerts and movies, and it's to turn everyone's brain to mush, right? That's how they manipulate the system. They get you believing everything they want you to believe. So, opinions though, guys, opinions, right? Not a financial advisor, right? Don't listen to what the heck I say, because I don't know. Shh. Exactly.
What was that Joe Pesci line you were using the other day?
Which one? Now
From Goodfellas. I don't remember.
Yeah, I know I'm brain farting.
Fuck, it was funny. Come on, let's go up. Let's get back up to 84. 84. Come on, 74, another 10 points.
I like the close here. I like the close on this low. I'd like to see us close maybe one more low. One more around 16,865. I am on a 15 second, so I'm not super duper excited about jumping in.
Not going.
But in about 8 seconds, give us another little push down. Don't do that. 3 seconds. Don't leave a wick. Shoot.
Guys, quick reminder, hit the subscribe and the like button if you can. Always appreciate it. Helps with the helps the channels with the algo.
Hey, that's awesome. I have 97 people watching my stream right now. No, I'm just kidding. It's just 3. Just a little measly 3. And I think it's me, you, and Crispy in there.
Okay. Well, whoever's not in our
Guys,
stream doesn't know what they're missing, right?
oh yeah,
They'll come
no
around.
idea. They have
They'll
no
come around.
idea.
They'll see. Hey,
Everybody's hanging out with Pine Tree right now.
hey, you're getting two perspectives. You're getting a phenomenal ICT analyst, and you're also getting a short-term scalper. I mean, basically, all bases are covered right here. Whatever you're.
I don't know if you ask ICT, I'm probably not analyzing according to his.
No. If I asked ICT, he would watch one of your videos and he'd say, "I'm retiring. I got someone to take the helm. I'm retiring." No, seriously, your analysis is good. All joking aside.
Appreciate it, but it's never, it's not always going to be spot on. It's the analysis comes with a bunch of if-thens attached to it, right?
It doesn't
And
mean
then
the
we also
trade's.
have to make sure. No, of course.
Doesn't mean the trade's going to work
just,
out. Just but the analysis is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. I mean, just in case you're self-doubting every now and then, I'm letting you know from an objective outside perspective and a guy that doesn't really trade ICT. But I hear it from my sons, and I've watched the videos. No, you're look. You got to make it, or you got to make it your own. You're not supposed to become an ICT clone. You're supposed to make it your own and run with it, and you've done a phenomenal job at that.
Well, no, I think it's good if you can understand his information and become, and trade the way he's teaching the information. I think you can do amazing.
Well, that's making it. That's what I call making it your own.
Yeah, but it's just that I see the market slightly different, right? So I trade based off of slightly different levels, right? I don't use a lot of the levels that he does, that he uses, but I do use his terminology, right? And I call them order blocks. I'll use breakers, right? Which is really what I trade off of, right? But I use them a little bit differently. I wait for certain confirmations to come in, besides what he looks for. But for the most part, I think it's a phenomenal, trading strategy for people to focus on. I think he has it dialed in. I think he's able to, to teach it very well, and that's something that I can't do right now. I don't think that I'm able to explain how I trade, with going up in time frame, right? Like if you tell ICT, I look for a setup to happen, and then I go up in time frame to look for the same setup to look for an entry, right? And then I'll keep going up in time frame to keep looking for. He's gonna tell me. He's gonna say, "What? What are you saying, you bozo?"
We have to get him in here, and we have to ask. That's the only way we'll know.
Yeah, right.
That's the only way we'll know. We got to get him in. We got to get him in here. We have no choice. We got to get him in here. We have to find out. We have
see
to.
What Woodchip's saying.
We have to settle this argument. He did a session where he scalped over and over every few minutes.
He did a session where he scalped over and over every few minutes. Nice. Okay.
Yeah. And everyone called him a genius. I scalp over and over every few minutes, and people call me reckless. That's no fair. I want justice. And justice for all.
But he's taking scalps based on his model, right? Which is kind of what I've been trying to do a little bit more.
Yeah. He's probably on lower time frames. Yeah, lower time frames.
And his setup, right? That 2022 model will play out almost every time to at least the 50% of the range. Almost every single time. Even on a lower time frame, if you patiently wait for the setup.
That's an interesting thought you're telling me there. That's something I might be interested in. If you think it'll play out frequently to the 50%, I'd like to know about that and see if I can code something. That's exploitable.
I don't know if you can code it, because it's a lot of things have to happen in order for you to take the trade. Okay. So maybe it can get coded.
If there's a lot of things that I'm not that good of a coder. No.
You just need to identify a liquidity, right? You need to identify a liquidity level that has to get taken. When the liquidity gets taken, when you close, either you sweep it, close below it, whatever. Then you have to look for some type of a market structure shift, right, to happen. But you want to look for some type of consolidation first, so that you can create levels that will turn the swing high into a breaker. When you turn it into a breaker, you want to trade off of the breaker on the pullback. So, I mean, I think it is quotable. I don't see why it wouldn't be quotable.
Crispy needs a little more love. He's up 700. He's outpacing us by 3-1.
Out again. Crispy is killing it over here. Crispy, I think, is trading a 300K? No, 150K account. And I think he's up probably 2,500 in 2 days.
Nice.
Just taking two micro scalps, from what I understand.
Oh,
So
I know
good
what's
for
doing
him.
that. We're in a tight little consolidation here. I mean, not
Yep.
so tight. Not so tight. I'm calling it tight. Tight relative to the chart. It's 50. It's 60 points.
1,900. Excuse me, Crispy. I said 2,200. I apologize. Sorry for being so out of line there.
Rug pull.
I definitely think we have room.
Nice dump. Well, who said rug pull? Someone said rug pull. I don't remember who it was.
Would you?
Yeah, no, I know. I'm bugging him.
Maybe 766, guys. 16,766. Looks really good. I'm in a long again. Let's see how far down this thing goes.
Wood chip, I have bad news. I've been struggling with my cough for 2 months. As of last Friday, it seems like it finally went away. I had a good day Friday, had a good day Sunday. I coughed a little bit on Monday, and today a good day. But today I wake up, I'm friggin' sick again. My nose is blocked, my throat's getting sore. Shit. So I might have my cough coming back. Isn't that good news? The universe said, no, not so fast. Don't get excited. The 1 hour wants to fill. Let's go look at the 1 hour. I don't know. I can't comment on that. John will have to comment on that. I don't know what I'm looking at. I don't know which 1 hour wants to fill. Take some zinc. I don't know. My friend told me to take vitamin C. I said, I'll drink Sunny D. He said, what's wrong with you? He called me a chazo. He's Greek. What's wrong with you? You freaking idiot. Take vitamin C. Don't drink Sunny D. The thing is made from paint. I said, no, it's not. It used to produce, I think they used to have some ingredient in there that wasn't good, but they took it out. I like Sunny D. Oh, it has canola oil. I think that was what all the fuss was about. They put oil in their juice.
Man, guys, that 9 a.m. candle from Monday, that low, that wick, that really big wick.
What chip's still on his 753, eh? Hey, that's 110 points away, man. If we hit it.
What chip's about to? He's gonna get tagged. I think. Not only is he gonna get tagged, I think we're gonna take out this. I think we're. This looks like we're gonna drop here, guys. This does not look like it wants to react.
Crispy, that's the spirit. I'm long again. Let's see how far down this thing goes.
I'm long again. Let me ride it out.
That's the spirit.
Let me ride it for 400 points.
Okay, filled me. Let's see if I can get 10, 12 points out of this. Short at, supposed to be short at 56. I'm short at 60. My stop is 70, so it's 10 points. That's a 1-to-1, I guess. I was thinking.
Entry on the 1 minute for the short came in.
What chip you'd be proud of me? I just entered my brain. I said, hey, I'm going to add at 66. But no more adding. No more adding this week. And you'll see I'm going to keep to my word, I hope. And I think I will. No more adding. Let's see how that goes. Come on, let's get down to, I said, what, 10 points? Let's get down to 50 bid. And let's put in a limit order by limit. And let's just hold it there and see if we get there. I'm always getting out a little bit early. That's my weakness right now. My biggest weakness, getting out a little early all the time. Shortchanging myself. It's just that I hate the fact that, you know, like you're 2 points away and then you're saying, well, what, I'm going to let it go 10 points against me for those extra 2 points. Is it worth it?
Yeah, you have to really
I got my
make
finger.
a decision there.
I got my finger on the close button just in case we get up to 70.
Either that, or you just, you know, or you go to break even when that happens.
Yeah, that's what I should do.
At least if it stops you out, no win, no loss.
There you go. I put in my stop. I put in my limit. One will hit. I'll cancel the other. Now I just sit on my hands.
Shortchanging myself is my favorite. I'd rather take easier.
Yeah, take the easy dollars. Yeah. Well, look, I got to tell you, a lot of times I take it and it doesn't go to target and it goes against me. You know, that adds up a lot after time. Who knows? Maybe it's break even in the end. Maybe
Crispy's
it's just...
Crispy's about to bank again on that long, huh, Crispy?
Markets are getting a little jumpy right now. I'm
He's
noticing
out again. Another $100. So now we're at 2,000 instead of 1,900.
Wow, good
job, Crispy. Up $800 for the day. So even the 1 minute, gave us entry 1 right here. No close above any swing high except for this one. We did close here. Chopped. Close below. Hold up.
Woodchip's leaving. Good night, guys. Play short, 7:53. I have to go. Okay, take care, Woodchip. Have a good evening.
Good night, Woodchip. I think we're going to be wrapping up in about 20 minutes as well. About 9 o'clock sharp, I think.
Yeah, you want to go watch the hockey game with the Montreal Canadiens, right?
I know you do. I just want to tuck my kids into bed before they knock out. So I want to, you know, I like that 9 o'clock hard stop and then shutting down. Get back, do a little bit of a PM workout session.
No kidding.
Yeah.
You work out twice a day?
Twice a day.
Because you work out in the afternoon also, I've heard, like once you shut down.
12 o'clock, yeah. 12 o'clock, I do my insanity workout. And then for the PM session, I'll do a little bit of calisthenics.
You go to the gym?
200 to 3. No, I don't.
You do it at the house? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I have a boxing bag. I have a whole boxing gym inside.
I prefer to do it at the house too.
But I'm mostly calisthenics. I don't really like weights. The insanity is mostly a cardio workout and calisthenic workout. And then I'll do just a whole ton of push-ups, pull-ups, some dips, right? Just body weight stuff.
So leave a note in the comments below if you guys want to see a 5-minute video of Joker hitting the boxing bag.
Stop.
I want to see it.
We'll just do it live. We'll do a live stream.
We're going to play it the Rocky music.
And there you go. Perfect. Perfect. All right, so I want to say I'm short biased. I almost want to jump into a short right here on this pullback. But we did get the close below all of this here. Close above, close below. This should be a short entry right now. In theory, we should be coming into a short right now.
Hey, okay. Montreal tied the game. Not that anyone is interested, but I am. I'm watching the hockey and the scores.
Quick. If we respect this order block, a short here with a super tight stop. It's a really big candle with an immediate rebalance on the 1 minute. Not immediate, but you know, we rebalanced the price action, so I'm not so excited for that because
there's momentum in this move.
There we go. That's what I want to see, because the 1 minute is I think is gonna get trumped right now by the 15. Because right now, I mean the 3 minute, and the 5 minute too. 5 minute delivered a close above the 901 swing high, the 830 candle, that swing high, and then the 835 body close below the 825 swing low. So this move here I kind of like for the 5 minute to potentially target up to that 17,000 area now. Let me see what the 15 minute is giving us here, futures. So 15 minute close here with a swing. 5 minute plays, we might be coming up to that 17.1 now. So I'm going to go back to that 5 minute and nice little pump here.
Yeah, I'm thinking long too. I put in a buy limit already in the first fair value gap. See if I can get filled in there, and then I'll take the rest of the trades that go with my top step system for a little bit more. But
I feel like I want to enter now on the displacement because I think it's going to pump. I don't even think we're going to get a pullback here based on this 5 minute time frame.
I just took it too lot. Tight stop though.
Yeah, same with me. If I take it, I have to be somewhat
nice.
30 points maybe on these two lots. Come back to this order block.
My stop's at 05. I definitely see this going higher. Even if they stop me out, I see this going higher. I see this going higher, and I see this going higher with momentum. Could be wrong. I'm going to get rid of this buy limit order.
I think anything unless I can take along at 840, long at 8. Oh, so I think Crispy might be long. It came down to 840. It came to his level. Though today was already good enough. Wow, and if Crispy would have taken that long at 840, he would have had the absolute bottom of the damn range right there. I'm talking about if he would have hit the button at 40, that was the absolute low. Okay, so 3 minute giving us a nice pull back. I might attempt it right here. 33 seconds. Let's see if it leaves the gap.
Driving with position short open.
Who's that? Oh, that's Woodchip still here? Still around?
Woodchip's on his way home. I guess it's 5:30 where he is.
Small gap. See? Nope, no gap. Not interested. I'm not super interested. I'm still liking Woodchip short now. Still decent close. Decent here. Never closed above this one. Just this one. This is the relevant one.
Well, here's a clinic on biases. And I hate biases and I hate opinions. I formed a bias. I formed an opinion. It caused me to have a much wider stop loss. And now I'm nursing a 2-lot with $100 in the red. As opposed to just chipping away and, taking $20 and $30 losers. So, it's one of the reasons why, for me, I'm not a fan of forming a bias, because it not misleads me, but it causes me to hold too long. I have to find a way to fix that. Like, I don't even know where I'm now supposed to get out on this, to be honest with you. And this is when I say the markets have me trapped. Because right now I'm trapped. You know, and they say they trap the longs, they trap the shorts. I'm trapped in this trade. I'm committed to it. I set in my head.
No stop loss in the book.
I don't know. I don't know where. It's like I'm ready to call my son and say, "Help me on this trade." I'm off.
Let's see. Let me see where you are.
I should probably just close it. It's not my game. See, I just took a trade that's not my game. This was a bias trade.
You're in a long from 16,902. 16,902.
Right now, the only way I see myself out of this is by adding when we break the high of a previous candle on the 1 minute.
We don't do that, right? Remember, we don't do that anymore.
Yeah, and the problem is it's also going to be inside that bearish fair value gap. So
16,902. I'm just trying to identify your stop. 16,835, right? I mean, you got to hit those lows.
I'm thinking 866 if it takes out that swing low. If this candle closes and then we're able to go lower, I think I just have to pull the plug and slap myself slap myself on the wrist for doing something that I shouldn't have done anyways. Even with that, I'm going to lighten the load, change it to a 1 lot. If we find a way to rally back up to 920, I'll be good. And if we can't find a way to rally back up to 920, okay, so be it.
We can. Look, we have a nice market shift. We left an implied gap. I almost even want to attempt it here. It's not terrible. It was just a really fast move down with that rebalance, but many times you see it just pushing straight up from here.
But you know what? I didn't even have an entry. I just said it's going up. I believed my read, and I just entered that right there. That was an impulsive trade. That was a trade with forming it, like Oliver Velez says, don't think, don't feel. I thought and I felt the markets were going higher, and I acted on that. That's not a way to trade. And now I'm paying. Not. Yeah, it's not. And now I'm paying the price for it on this trade.
Like, I won't even enter now because it's not an A+ setup for me. Even if it goes, I'm going to let it go. You know what I mean? If it doesn't give me exactly what I'm looking for, I just don't need to be in the trade, right? Even though now I'm thinking, I'm like, 880, I got a 40-point risk, one contract. Maybe it's not bad to risk $80 for to go along with one contract here. Why? For what? There's no reason, futures. There's no reason for me to take it unless I'm confident I believe in the trade. Because I will get a better setup if this one is not the one. Right? And again, I like it. I'm not opposed to it. I like the low, the high, the close below first. Right? Both of these. And bodies closed above. We closed above here. I mean, I like it. I do. I really like it. Let's see if we have a setup maybe on the 1 minute. Maybe the lower time frame is giving me something a little bit cleaner. So we've got the manipulation. We close below. Closed above. Closed below. Closed
I would think we would head higher because, 9 o'clock is coming up and we're trading near the evening session lows. You would figure the people would maybe start taking some profits. But anyways, I'm looking for a reason to give myself hope. Anyways, I got
if you don't want to be in the trade, taking a $12 loss is not that bad.
No. I already dumped one. I was at 284. Now I'm at 214. So if I can get out at, let's say, 250. So that'll give back $30 for the evening. That'll be not bad for me. I got to get my total P&L up to around 250. Otherwise, I'll just let it play out.
What did you end up losing on that one that you cut?
230, $50 already.
Okay.
Yeah, so I lost 50.
But I like that. I like that you did that though. That alone is impressive, right? I can't do that. Like, I have a hard time cutting a loser in the red. Right? I have to wait to see green to cut it, and that doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
So I've also been working on doing that a little bit better when necessary, right? But to avoid that, I prevent myself from going in too deep, right? I just don't enter large positions,
Yeah.
so I don't have to worry about that.
Okay, so I threw away $100. I'm still green on the evening, right? That's good.
No big deal.
That's
Yeah,
what,
it's not a big deal.
and it's not my first loser, and it's not my last loser. That's all.
That's correct. I
Losing.
just feel like I just think that your stop was a little tight. I think I think you stopped yourself.
I put it in a
prior-
place where I'm probably going to get stopped out. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Well, no, what I was gonna say is I feel that your stop was put in a position where it wasn't exactly invalid. It doesn't invalidate.
Oh,
the
okay,
long.
okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got
so
you.
by getting stopped out when the long is not invalidated, it prevents you from actually allowing the trade to just play out into a victory.
Yeah, but it wasn't. That was just that was a brain fart of a trade. That was a brain fart of a trade. Look, it's going to happen. We're still going to make mistakes, but as long as we catch them, I caught it. I caught the fact that was a mistake trade.
Oh, yeah.
Entered in my stop, reduced the risk. So maybe someone would say, once you identified it was a mistake trade, you should have gotten out right away. But whatever, we take our lessons from it and we learn. And what I'm going to learn is stop taking these trades. Just wait for the setups. Once again, I slipped on the banana peel, but
and don't go tilting out, right?
oh no.
Just because you get stopped out at a level where now you're going to consider, okay, let me see why, why was my stop there, not sitting at a good level, right? Why was the trade not invalidated at that level, and why should I have potentially giving it a little bit of a shot to just play out?
Yeah, no, I'm good with it. Tomorrow, I commit to opening up my day tomorrow at 180. So you guys are going to see the same balance tomorrow, plus 180.
Right there.
Your stapler.
What?
Your stapler.
Hey, so who's that guy right there?
That's my son.
Is that Alex or?
That's David.
That's David. That's David. What's
Yeah.
up, David?
What's up, David? He doesn't hear you. I got it's this camera here.
It's the Joker trades throwing you a what's up, bro.
It's Joker Trades, he says. Take care.
So we just came into the imbalance, right? You see that gap right there on the 1 minute futures?
Yeah.
So for me on this trade, because I have no real valid setup now, my invalidation would have been the blue box, right? Bottom of the blue box on your trade. So this would have been my stop. Potential long entry if we get into this level. Market shift, first entry. We never created a 2022 completion. So I want to see, if we're going to be going higher, I want to see us close above this. Because this was where we displaced, and this is where we entered. So we already came down one more time, which is fine. No big deal. It's the second entry. I like that. So now I want to see us closing above. And if we can get above this high at 16,949, we already displaced and closed down below this. So if we can get above here, I would really like to see a bigger expansion. I almost pushed the button here, right? I almost pushed the button for the long, but I'm still not excited. I'm not excited for it.
Yeah.
This is a potential. This is a hypothetical scenario, right? This is the what if. But we're still inside of a range where the algo can still mess around with buy side. Come back for sell side, right? Come back for some of this local stuff here one more time. And then I would actually really like that trade. Come into the order block, actually touch the order block and respect it. That could be something nice.
What's amazing, though, and what I'm thinking about now internally is, how did I take an impulsive trade and not realize it as I was taking it? How does that part of my brain shut down temporarily that allowed me to do that? Like, that's what I'm trying to analyze. I wasn't aware. At the moment I clicked it, I didn't say, oh, I'm taking an impulsive trade. You're doing it wrong. I was just in the moment, and we're going higher. It's crazy. It's crazy. I still have to rewire the way my brain thinks. My brain has to say the same message over. What are you looking for your next setup? So I would have said to myself, okay, well, if I'm trading off the 1 minute candle, it's very clear. I have the rule on the chart right here. 2-bar retrace minimum, then a break of the high on a small candle. Well, that would have been my entry right here.
Look, futures, it's simple. Was that?
But what allowed me to become what? No, it wasn't.
Was that?
No, it was completely. It was completely impulsive. Well, that's what I want to know. How did my brain shut down at that moment to allow me to do that? I mean, I should know. I should be past that already.
You know what you should have done though? You should have hit that X button the second you
maybe, yeah, that's the right.
The second you said, man, I was impulsive right there with that move.
I should
have went X. Yeah, and it's been done.
I'm going to go over the video and we'll talk about it tomorrow. I'm curious how much I was down. I gave $100 back. I'm curious how much I was down at the moment I identified that was an impulsive trade and I made a mistake. I'm going to go back.
I don't think much.
I think $30.
Yeah, I think it was like something like $20-$30.
Yeah.
I don't think it was anything crazy.
So what did I do? I got married to the trade and
you know what's funny?
I threw away 70
to you. I kind of brain farted there because you actually made a comment.
Yeah, I saw you laughing.
Not that I was laughing. I wasn't laughing. No, not at all. In my head,
I was laughing. In my head, I was laughing at you.
I wanted to say something to you. In my head, I actually wanted to say, hey, we just said that we're only taking A+ setups.
Right? Yeah, go for it. Do it. Be that guy for me.
And the second you said I was impulsive, I should have immediately said, hey, shut that trade.
Absolutely, because you want to know.
Shut that damn trade.
This is why I say be that guy for me, because remember I said I'm going to add, or I'm thinking about adding here, and you said no more adding? You helped me.
Right.
I listened to you. My brain said, okay, I'm not going to add. Joker's reminding me, don't add. Wood chip reminded me.
And I meant to say something when the second you identified that was an impulsive long, I wanted to say something. I thought about saying it, and I just didn't say it.
Well, I give you permission in the future to say it.
I was going to say it with or without your permission.
This is what you say. Close it now. Whatever I say, as soon as I open my mouth, you interrupt me and say, shut up, Mike. Close it now.
Shut it down, yeah. And it's the same thing with me, right? Same thing with me. If you see that I'm doing something and I say it, I'm like, shoot. I just broke my rule, moved my stop, right? I need to hear the same exact thing. I need to hear, hey, you're breaking rules. You would have already been stopped.
You got it. You got it.
You know what I mean? It's because sometimes we get into that impulsive state of mind, right? And we think our shit doesn't stink.
That's what happened. I was up 300, and I thought I was starting to feel invincible.
And look,
I swear to God, that's what it was.
Wrong. It's not that you were wrong, right? It's not that we were wrong about the trade. Still potential long, right? Incoming. It could also reject right here, right? It can easily still reject and drop down from here. So just not excited about it. I like the momentum. I like the move that it's giving us. But yours was impulsive. I never got my setup. I never entered. You did. But you know what? You shut it down. Took a small loss. It's not a big deal.
No.
Don't think about the woulda, coulda, with the win. The what ifs.
Yeah. Tomorrow will be a new day, and you know what? Sometimes another message I used to give my boys is, you know what? In 3 weeks from now, you're not going to remember this trade at all. So don't think about it now. Don't waste any mental energy thinking about it now, because in 3 weeks from now, this trade is so insignificant that even if I reminded you about it, you won't remember it. So just drop it. Just forget it. Move on. Next trade.
Keystroke errors are recognized. Mistakes should be flattened immediately. Absolutely. That was Woodchip commenting on,
I was reading.
On that.
Linda Rashke has
Just slam lower already. Oh, he's still in that short. He's still in that short.
Linda Rashke has a story about how her cat walked across her keyboard and cost her, I don't know how much, 20,000, 30,000, maybe 1,000. I don't remember the story. I don't remember the amount, but I remember the fact that the cat ran across the keyboard and entered a bunch of trades for her.
Oh God.
I don't remember it. I think
I mean, that could be something though. And I can see that happening. I can picture that in my head. The cat. I don't have any cats, but I can see a cat doing that kind of.
It's a long time ago that I heard it, so I don't remember what the moral of the story was, or what the. Either she said that she got out of it right away, or she said that's the last time that she'll ever allow a mistake to go on, and that it cost her a ton of money, and that she learned her lesson, and now she cuts her losses, her mistakes right away. Like Woodchip says, a keystroke error or whatever, fat finger, whenever you make a mistake like that. Either way, whatever her message was, is that she now cuts him right away. Yep.
I agree, guys. But look, I think we can call it, right. I don't think I'm going to be taking any more trades. It's 9:05.
No, that's it for me. That's it for me too.
I think I'm going to call it for the evening. I think I had 2 losers, a winner. My winner made up for the losers, right? Up $95 on that account after taking 2 losses, right? That's appropriate right there. That's proper trading.
Hey, we did good.
And I got slippage on the first loss. The first loss was like $170 instead of $100.
Okay.
Second loss was 110, and the win was 350 on 2 micros.
There you go. Hey, if someone
you can't complain about that.
No, if someone.
I think I'm up. What am I up? Up $94.
So if someone checks in now, what they see is green. They'll say, "Oh, they did good for the evening."
Yeah, but we got to be honest with ourselves, right? We gotta understand where we screw up, and where we're trading correctly. The fact that I took 2 losses is not a big deal. It's not a problem.
Yep.
The fact that I took the losses didn't move my stop. That's solid right there. I'm proud of myself for that. Even if I didn't walk away with a green trade, I would have still been happy with it. You know what I mean, futures?
Yeah, no, definitely. We're learning from our mistakes, and I'm paying a lot more attention to them, and it's only going to make us better. It's only going to make us better. We're going to be strong traders very, very quickly. I have no doubt.
Yeah, I think over time, as long as we work on ourselves, right, the internal parts that screw up. And
it helps. It helps when you have when you have a buddy that's properly telling you, "Hey, cut it," or "Hey, don't take any more trades." It really, really helps. Woodchip's helped me out a few times. I know sometimes you say your brother gives you a little bit of a hard time, but I'm sure it helps also to.
Yeah, he gives. Look, you don't want to do it.
If you're in a trade that you shouldn't be in, then bring it on. Bring it on. You deserve everything he dumps on you.
But not exactly, right? If you want to help someone, you don't go and attack them when they're down.
Okay.
Right? What you do is you need to come in as a positive reinforcement.
Yeah, you have to be supportive.
You don't come in, trying to put them down and make them feel like they're shittier than they're already feeling, right? That's the reality. But what you want to do is make them understand, like, hey, listen, this is against your ruls. You're breaking them. Don't do that. It's not worth it. You did you've been doing great. You're ahead. You're like, don't give back everything that you worked for, for the last month over one trade. You can handle a $200 loss. You'll come back from it. That you won more yesterday, right? So that is different than jumping in and saying, "Oh, you're so stupid. You're never gonna learn. You suck at trading. You're a shitty trader." You don't do that.
Oh, okay.
You don't do that.
No, I don't see that. I don't read his.
He's got anger issues. He's got anger issues. But you know what that typically is, though? That's also reflection. That's reflecting. You're reflecting on your own internal shit when you're doing stuff like that. In my opinion. And he knows that. I call him on it all the time. He's my brother, right? When he starts losing it, right, I don't. He can start attacking me. I don't attack back. I tell him, like, hey, listen, you don't need to approach it with that tone. He continues. He goes on, and then eventually I just let it go, and he snaps out of it, right? But look, everyone's on their own path, You know, he's got a lot of stuff that he still needs to work on. And until he fixes his own shit, I think he should limit how critical he is to others. Help, right? Help out if you can.
I agree.
But don't be a jerk.
I agree.
Don't be a jerk,
I'll have to
you
keep
know?
that in mind. I'll have to keep that in mind the next
We'll
episode.
end it on that note, right? Guys, don't be, just don't be critical with your friends. I mean, be critical, but don't be hard on them, right? With your trading buddies,
Yeah, don't be insulting.
Try to
Just be
support. Be
supportive
supportive.
and helpful.
Yeah, be supportive, guys. Be helpful. We're gonna make mistakes, especially new traders. The newer the trader, the more mistakes they're gonna make, right?
I'm not sure if I've ever helped out Woodchip, but I know he's helped me out a couple of times, definitely. And today, you saying no adding and Woodchip no adding. Look, it goes in the brain, and it's just a little nudge, a little friendly reminder, and I said, okay, yeah, you're right. I said no adding, and I'm gonna stick to it, and I didn't add, so that's good. Okay,
Yeah,
as Joker said,
agree.
time to close it up. Thanks for being here again, guys, tonight. We had a good time. We took some good trades, as Joker said. A little bit, we had a couple of rough ones and a couple of good ones. We're both
They come hand in hand with each other.
We're both ending green. That's good news. Can't complain about that.
Yes, sir.
We'll be back.
Guys, don't forget to hit the subscribe buttons on both channels. Smash the like buttons as well on the videos. Helps the algo.
And we'll be back here tomorrow at 7 p.m. And we'll be streaming as well. Solo streaming at around 9:15 tomorrow morning. Hope to see you there. And have a good evening, guys.
Good night, guys.
Good night.